The rain poured down like the sky itself was weeping that cold afternoon. New York City was rushing, umbrellas moving like a sea of muted colors, people lost in their own worlds. But amidst the crowd outside a tall glass skyscraper, stood a small girl, no older than 6, soaked to the bone, shivering, and holding a tiny paper sign written in shaky letters. "I don't have mama. Can I spend a day with you, ma'am?" That moment changed everything. Amara Sterling was the CEO of Sterling Innovations, the kind of woman who turned boardrooms silent with one look. She was successful, sharp, and famously cold-hearted. People called her the Ice Queen behind her back. She didn't care. Emotions were weaknesses she had buried long ago, especially after her own painful past that she never spoke about. That day, Amara had just come down for her usual noon coffee. She didn't notice the girl at first. But something made her pause, maybe it was fate. She turned and saw the child, standing just beyond the revolving doors, her tiny lips trembling, her eyes wide and pleading. They locked eyes. "Ma'am," the little girl stepped forward. Her voice was small, barely audible above the rain. "I don't have a mama. Can I spend one day with you?" Amara froze. Her assistant rushed forward, trying to pull the child away. "Sorry, she must be lost. I'll call security." "No," Amara said suddenly. "Bring her inside." Everyone stared. The girl's name was Lena. She had been living in a nearby shelter, abandoned after her mother died of an overdose. No father in the picture. No relatives. She had run away, looking for warmth, for hope, for someone to pretend to be her mama, even just for a day. Amara didn't know what possessed her, but she took Lena to her office. Got her dry clothes. Ordered warm soup. And for the first time in years, Amara felt something crack inside her, something she'd kept sealed away. "I just wanted to know what it felt like," Lena whispered as she sat on Amara's plush office couch, hugging a blanket. "To have a mama hold my hand. Even for a minute." Amara turned away, pretending to be busy. But her hands trembled. Because she knew that feeling. She had been Lena once, lost, broken, unloved. Her mother had abandoned her when she was 7. She had grown up in the system, hardened by survival, driven by pain. She didn't become CEO to make money. She did it to never feel small and helpless again. But here was this girl, this mirror from the past, forcing her to remember the part of her heart she had buried. Amara Sterling had never begged for anything in her life, until now. She stood outside the family welfare office, dressed not in her usual designer suit, but in a simple beige trench coat, hair loosely tied back. Inside, the little girl who had melted her frozen heart was waiting, alone, confused, and likely thinking Amara had already forgotten her. But she hadn't. Not even for a second. When the caseworker Mrs. Hammond finally called her in, Amara stepped forward, her voice steady but pleading. "I want to become Lena's foster guardian. I want her with me, not just for a day. For as long as she needs." Mrs. Hammond glanced at the thick file in front of her. "Ms. Sterling. You're a high-profile CEO with no parenting history. You live alone. Your lifestyle is demanding. Children need consistency, emotional presence, not just financial security." Amara nodded. "I understand. But you don't know what that little girl did to me in just 2 days. She reminded me what it means to feel again. And more than that, she needs someone. I can be that someone." The caseworker folded her arms. "Do you have any idea how many people say that, and change their minds?" Amara's voice broke slightly. "I won't. Because I was her once. I was the girl no one wanted. I know what it means to wait for a mother who's never coming back." There was a long silence. Mrs. Hammond finally sighed. We'll begin with a temporary custody period. But if there's even one slip, she goes back. The next few months were filled with transformation. Amara rearranged her entire life. Meetings were moved. A playroom was built. She hired a therapist to help both of them navigate the trauma. At night, she'd tuck Lena into bed, listen to her whispers about her mother, and often cry alone afterward, the pain of their shared wounds stitching them closer. But not everyone approved. Board members questioned her focus. Investors began whispering. She's distracted, they said. She's getting soft. Her company's image was changing, but so was Amara. And for the first time, she didn't care. One evening, during a charity gala, a man on the board approached her. "You were more powerful when you were cold, Amara," he said smugly. She looked him dead in the eye. "No. I was more feared. Now I'm human. There's a difference." The media picked up her story, the ICE CEO who took in an orphan. Some mocked her. Some admired her. But Amara shielded Lena from it all. Because at the end of the day, it wasn't about what the world thought. It was about what Lena whispered to her one night. "Can I just call you Mama now?" Amara froze. She'd waited her whole life to hear that word, from someone. She wrapped Lena in her arms, whispering back through tears, "Yes. Yes, baby. You can." But the final test was yet to come. Lena's biological father, long gone, suddenly reappeared. He wanted custody. He claimed he had changed. And legally, he had a right. Amara was devastated.